Every week, I hear horror stories from investors who thought they'd found the perfect deal, only to find out later on they're going to end up losing hundreds of thousands or if not millions of dirhams in the Dubai market. And today, I'm joined by Mohammed Zohaib, one of the sharpest analysts in the Dubai market. Collectively, we've sold up a 670 million dirhams worth of property in the UAE. So we're going to be driving around Dubai to show you the expensive mistakes that investors make and what you should be doing instead to protect your capital. So we're in the famous Rashid Yachts and Marina, and there is a key reason why we're in this location. Now, before we start, everyone assumes that this whole area is owned by Emaar because it is going to be, you know, the famous Mina Rashid. Now, all these buildings are owned by Emaar, and this is an Emaar community. But there's something very interesting we're going to talk about now.
What I don't like is there are some projects coming behind this commercial complex that you see in front of us. They sell saying that it's going to be full sea view. Now, this particular stretch of land, which is commercial, which is low-rise, is not owned by Emaar. It's owned by Dubai Holdings. And it's extremely prime real estate. Now, I'm not going to say that in the next 5 years, the next 10 years, something's going to happen. But I think it's prime real estate. I think in the future, there will be something built over here.
Yeah.
And as a consultant, investors should be made aware. I feel brokers are saying that, hey, you know what? This is going to be low-rise. It's owned by Emaar. You have full sea view. Taken care of. Yeah. And there are hundreds of examples of towers where people thought they're going to have full sea view. A building comes in front, value is dead, resale is dead, liquidity is dead, everything. I mean, that kills your investment.
It does. And in a true master community, if they say it's going to be low rise, especially like if Emaar say it, or any of the big developers say it's going to be, these are low rise, it will be low rise. I was with a client the other day on the Hudriya Island, and we were 35 meters elevated above ground level. And the middle of the island, they're building like a shopping complex and low-rise buildings, G+5. Okay, now if that developer tells us that and that's part of the master plan of that master community,
Right.
then it's going to be true. But here, as you just rightly said, people are going to sell that as like, yeah, but that's Emaar's buildings. Like, that's...
But it's not.
No, but it's not. Right. So this is expensive mistake number one, making sure you basically check the zoning regulations, making sure you're working with brokers who actually, you know, understand what's happening in the location and not just assuming that because somebody says something, it's going to be true. You've got to cross-check this stuff. We spend hours researching the UAE property market. We do this so that our investors are getting the best insights possible. That's why I've created a free WhatsApp community. And here's what you do is follow the link below. And each week, we're going to be sending you updates on new property deals and much more.
This tower is 557 meters. This was sold as an ultra-luxury project, around 2,800 dirham per square foot. But the sizes were large, around 3,000 square foot, 2 beds. So 2 beds around 8 million dirhams. Now they were promised, in front of us is the Dorchester collection.
Yeah.
In front of that is the bird skyline. So they were promised a full Burj view. But now right in front of it is another tower, 532 meters.
They're just being missold, right? Because it's very easy to say right now from the plans, even literally like from the brochures, you've got this uninterrupted Burj Khalifa view and you see the angle of those on this side are positioned to look on the downtown skyline. And by the way, this building is one of the tallest, or if not the tallest, residential tower.
Yes.
But this one is only about, what, like 30 meters smaller? So they're almost the same size.
It is.
So anyone with that Burj view, unless you have the penthouse, you've got an interrupted view of the building next to you.
Yes, and we can show an example. Mercedes, they have like towers right next to each other, how it's blocked. Or you can just look at these buildings. For example, look at that building. See, when you have a tower, okay, those two buildings are a classic example. That's where this is going to be. Anyone facing probably that side, Suez, Heartland will have a decent view, but then all the others are blocked. So this is what's going to happen. So this is going to be Jacob & Co. and the other one's going to be Tiger Sky, and everything's going to be blocked.
Now, the thing is, when it comes to being inside of a city, you know, you do expect to, you know, be congested around buildings, and that's all right. My problem is just when people are sold on the views.
No, this is the point.
You know, it's like, it's not about, like, if you're in a city and your building's facing another building, it's not about thing if you're on the high floor.
No, this is an excellent point because, see, a lot of people like living in skyscrapers. They understand the city. They don't care about the view. They want to live in a nice tower.
Yeah,
right?
nice and high.
Being wrong marketing is the problem. Wrong promises is the problem. When people are promised, hey, you know what, pay 40%, I'll flip it, or the brochures are a bit too fancy sometimes and it's not exactly reality.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly reality.
Yeah.
And you're actually going to be, let's say there were 3 units, one was on this side, one was on this side, and one was on the other side. Well, this side over here on the left, which is supposedly facing the Burj, would have definitely been more expensive than, say, something on the backside. So a lot of people are asking me, like, where do you find this credible information? Well, actually, you can get access from this from the DDA, which is the Dubai Development Authority.
So DLD is very transparent. That the Dubai Land Department is extremely transparent, can understand the last 6 months transactions, what is the plot in front of you. And that's where you need consultants. The problem is there are too many agents who are new to the market and they're desperate for a sale, but they don't have that long-term vision, or they don't want to build a brand.
No, they don't want to build the brand, and they're not necessarily going to be there for the full cycle, as what I talk about in all of my videos. By the time it comes to renting or selling that property in the future, you as an investor are going to be looking for, hopefully, the representative that you chose who sold it to you to represent you to do that. Now, we're actually there for that cycle. All right, but most people are in it for the short term, and that's the difference, right? So
we
want to do right by you as an investor. That's our duty. Absolutely. So where are we, Mr. Zohaib?
See, I'm not trying to de-sell. These are fantastic developers, but we're going to give case studies of acres and reserve.
Yeah, Shoba Reserve. So just in front of us here is the famous Acres by Miras, and just behind us is Rukan. Okay, this is from the reportage. This is a much more affordable housing. And then this is obviously a prestige product. There's a few things we want to touch on here because it's a very common question. All right, so Acres by Miras was sold out. All right, and it always sold out of the launches. A lot of people, there was a lot of hype around it. But now if we go onto Property Finder, or we can, let's say through the grapevine of our agents, there's a lot of distressed or original price deals. This has been launched for around a year now, I think. Correct. So people are questioning, all right, well, why can I still pick up something at the same price from 1 year ago? Is it a bad product? No, absolutely not. But let's talk about our thoughts there. All right. So
see, thoughts are like, imagine Rexon Emirates Hills. You would find meadows, the lakes, Jumeirah Islands. You're not going to find an Arabian Ranches 3. It's just a different product. Yeah. So I think having that 360 view of a particular location is really important. For example, for the price of Acres, at that same point of time, you could have had Acres. Now we have, let's say, Oasis, you have Jumeirah Golf Estates 2, you have Shoba Reserve. Now, which product should you be picking?
Yeah. I think, which product should you be picking?
Yes.
But also, like, what are your expectations of these products? Because the reason why there's a lot of OP deals in here in Shoba Reserve is a lot of people were over-leveraged. Pay 50%, pay 40% and resell it. But, like, we're looking over now, okay? There's still a lot of construction to go. There's only like sand mounds right now. And I'm confident they'll deliver on time. That's not what I'm saying here. But you see, a community like this you imagine it's a high net worth community. And this location is not what someone would consider straight away as a high net worth location yet. So the community needs to sell itself.
Not yet.
No.
I mean, see, in terms of, this is Rukan. After that, it's Sevina by Dubai Properties. That's not high net worth.
No.
That's not high net worth.
It's not high net worth. And like, let's take Al Barari. If you didn't go into Al Barari and just looked at it on the map, you'd think straight away, that's too far to live. But you go to Al Barari and it's beautiful, it's green, it's one of a kind. And actually now it's one of the most expensive communities to live in.
True.
However, it's not always been like that.
No.
At times people were like, man, I would never live out there.
Yeah.
And right now, like Acres by Miras, it's got a long way to prove itself before people really start making money, right?
And I think another big mistake that people do is that flipping mentality. The biggest problem with EMA is the 80-20 plan.
Yeah.
The aggressive payment plan. The second a developer like Miras comes at 60-40, what do agents do? Pay 50%, let's flip it.
Yeah.
That's the catch. I'm not saying you cannot flip. There are products. If you look at the master plan, there are some beautiful opportunities. Again, if you chose the right property, you could have probably flipped it.
See, people show the brochure. So I think there are 2 mistakes here. One is don't trust the brochure.
Okay. Like, look at the other side. If you look at the other side, there's a whole world out there to be developed. So that's part of the valley. This is the next project, and there's a line of projects all over the Saadiyat Island, which Joe is now an expert also. He's gonna he's really smashing it in Abu Dhabi.
Absolutely. And I spoke about this multiple times, the coastline between the Pond Jebel Ali and Abu Dhabi, it's over 100 kilometers. So you've got, this is uninterrupted, beautiful ocean side, real waves. This is not man-made. This is actual, real water flow, like the ocean looks so nice, right? And we're actually at one of the projects on this coastline, okay? But I mean, it's being marketed at what, 2028 timeline?
2029, but realistically, it is. This is like Dubai in the 80s and 90s, you know.
And that's not saying that they won't like have buildings here, you know, in a couple of years, because that's quite easy to do.
But it's going to take time for it to, like, people who sell it, oh, you know what, buy this now, double your money in 2 years, that may not work. Again, choosing the right product. Understanding 360. Don't trust or understand the brochure completely. No, don't trust it completely. I think what we do as consultants is we give you the full picture.
Yeah.
And then you take a call. We'll give you the numbers, we'll give you the picture, we'll give you the actual picture, not a fake picture and not fake numbers.
In the day, our job, yes, is to, you know, sell properties, but, you know, we serve our customers and our investors with the best investment suited to them. But the idea is that as an investor, you just need to set your expectations right. You know, where we are right now, this will be the future. You know, this product that you can buy now, you know, let's say you can buy a villa at 5 or 6 million dirhams and that's your ocean to swim in. All right? That's not saying it won't be worth 10, 12, I know.
Beautiful. It is beautiful.
That's what I'm saying. It's not saying it won't be worth 10, 12 million dirhams in some time. But will 2 years, 3 years? I mean, I don't even know where I saw the closest supermarkets, maybe like 4 or 5 miles away.
For a couple of years away as well. This investment would not be for people looking for leverage trading. It would be for serious actual investors who are looking for a strong, good product backed by the government. Your investment is safe, but you have to know.
Yeah, and you know, you look at the map of Dubai in 2000 and all the way even early 2000s, how it's developed over time, you know. At one point, people who bought Emirates Hills were like, man, this is a risky investment. But now look how much money they paid. I thought my bond had a look like. Bond made it look like.
This is Dubai Marina. That is
I know.
in 2000s.
So this is about like long-term vision. If you wait, you can make one of the best investments you can make in your entire life. And that's what we're here to do as consultants. But the most important thing, if you're planning to buy in the UAE, if you want to get in touch with us and have a call, all what you need to do is follow the link below, fill a couple of questions out, and you'll either get to speak to me or my team personally, where we'll run you through and help you build an investment strategy that suits you. So knowing what to avoid is only half the problem. Now you need the solution of what to purchase and where to look for it. That's why in this next video, I show you what best buys you can purchase in 2026 in the UAE property market.